So this gives you all the information you need to play the song. So, do you know where an E is on the neck? Okay.
Yeah.
Is that 5th fret? Yep, that is an E.
Good job, buddy.
Find my old fretboard diagram here. So basically, like if you were at home trying to learn this by yourself, I would maybe print it out if you can, or if you have an iPad that you can like write notes in with, something like that. So I would like consult this if you're not sure where any of the notes are, and maybe just make a note in there like which fret and string it's on, so you can know that without having to look back and forth. And then basically you can just put the song on and play the root notes along with the song, and then from there you'll kind of figure out the groove. But this song is kind of like a step forward. Up until now we've been doing all stuff that's like just notes from the scale, that major scale we've been working on. This one actually has a couple chords that are considered like out of the key, so that gives it a more interesting, you could call it like spicy sound. Like you'll notice when it hits a chord that's not in key, it like pops out at you.
Yeah.
And then just so you know, so most of these, like if it's just the one letter, that's the note you'll play. If it's the slash like this, you'll play the second one. Because that's what this is telling you, is that that's a B major chord over E, so E in the bass is what that means. So like for this intro here, you're just staying on E the whole time because every chord is over the E. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just fire up the song. You hear the rhythm the guitar's playing? You're gonna try playing that. So just on your low E, you can do it open or at that 5th fret there. Yep.
Hmm?
Yeah, just like that. So here, I'll kick it off. And you can kind of let it ring out as the band kind of builds up. Yep. And also hit the octave. That'll be 7th fret on your D string. That's the right fret. I wonder if you're out of tune.
We haven't tuned yet.
Okay. Yeah, let's just get you in tune really quick. Go ahead. Can I hear your D string one more time? Okay, that one's pretty far off still. Or no, no, sorry, that's your A string. But yeah, go ahead and play. D is fine. So yeah, it's your A string. So it needs to go up a whole step still. Keep going. There you go. All right. Yeah, so you see, we're just hanging on an E all this time through the verse. What I like to play on it, and I've heard another bass player do it, hit the low E, and kind of slide up to that octave E. So you can hit the open E string to make it easier. So that's just your second lowest string, open. And then slide 5th fret up to 7th fret on that same string. So come to the 5th fret to start. So start there and then slide up to 7. Yep. And then just kind of roll your finger over, so then you can hit the 7th fret of the next string. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Perfect, yeah.
Okay.
Almost perfect. Nice. Yeah. And so then it's up to you, like if I'm jamming along. Like I won't do the slide thing every time. I'll maybe do it like they're like the 4 times per phrase, and then it repeats back. I'll maybe do just the low note the first 2 times, and then the second 2 times I'll throw in the slide thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so that part's pretty simple. Then we get to the interlude. This one, the C here, that should actually be over A too. So for the whole interlude, we're hanging on an A now in the bass. Could you find an A for me? Yeah. So that one kind of same thing, just I don't know. You can, as always, you can freestyle with it, but I like to just kind of hang in octaves. So you can play the open hey if you want, but then the octave is here at the 7th fret on your D string. Yeah. I'm just kind of groove out between those two. Yeah. Yeah, do you want to just play along up through there?
Yeah.
Oh, thought they were gonna come in. There you go. There you go. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty good. And then once we get to here, you might notice these are the same chords as like the verse or the intro section. The only difference is we're not putting the E in the bass anymore. So now we're playing the root note, like, of the actual chord. So this, can you find each of these? The E, the B, the D, and the C sharp?
Okay, so
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Very good. And then this one is over a C sharp, so we would play the C sharp for that one. Which is, it's just a half step below D. So if you know where D is, you just slide down one fret. Yep. So I'll just play that next section. And this part you can just kind of rock out on the eighth notes like you did on Every Praise.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a whole bar per chord, so you can. Yeah, very good. And so this is actually kind of giving you options. You don't really have to do the bass notes they're telling you for this chorus section. Like if you want, you could play the A there instead of the C sharp. So when you actually do play it, it's just kind of your choice whether you actually hit the written bass note there or the, like here, if you hit the E or the G sharp, is up to you. So could you find a G sharp now? Yep. How about like an octave lower? So that was a half step lower. Just a reminder, there is per an octave, there's like a universal shape. So if we're up here, go down 2 frets and then down 2 strings. That's always going to be an octave. Yeah. So this hand shape, like you're making a box on the fretboard basically. Yeah. And the octave thing, like when you're just hitting eighth notes on one of these, it's nice to kind of like play the low one, then go up the octave as you feel.
Yeah.
And then with that shape, that box shape for the octave, so now we're on the G sharp. Like I was saying, let's use the E as an example. So here are octaves for E, 5th fret or 7th fret. Right in between there is your 5th of the chord. So low E, high E. On the high one, you just go down a string but stay on the same fret. And that's your 5th. And you can just kind of bounce between like root 5th octave, root 5th octave. That will allow you to create kind of like movement and interest in your bass line without, like, it's very easy and it's kind of always available to you. You can do the same thing on, like on the B, take our lower one, find our octave in the 5th, and you can just kind of freestyle around between those 3 notes.
Okay.
Let's just try it from the top and see how you do once we get to the chorus. Might fall apart there at the end because we haven't gone over that yet, but if you can find those notes on the fly, I will be impressed. So let's go from the top. for this intro, I would maybe do a bunch of the eighth notes too. And, you know, freestyle with it, feel what the drummer's doing and try to like play off of that.
Okay.
Let's see. D. Okay. That was good. I'm gonna try that again. On the verse, can we do, so I'll just play it for you once. Oh, you are good and your mercy endureth forever. So only do the slide thing for the second half.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try it like that once. Let's hold off on that and then start doing it now. Okay, just the low one. Just the low one. Now do the slide. C.
C.
That is your third fret right there.
Okay.
So yeah. And then they wrote out the D 4 times because it's 4 hits. Da 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 da. Do you think you can get your fingers going that fast? That's pretty quick. That's good. If you don't feel up to it, you can kind of cut it in half, like play half as many. So instead of going, just go. You know what I mean? Because those are 16th notes, but you can play 8th notes instead. As long as you're kind of like hitting at the same time as you would.
Yeah. Extra flows.
Yeah. So this next section, we're back to just kind of hanging out on the E. But we've moved to a minor sound now. Like up here, we're in E major, because it just, the chord symbols, if it's just the letter with nothing after it, that means major. Now, the lowercase m means we're in minor. I know we've gone over the minor scale maybe really briefly. Do you happen to remember it?
It's like
So that's a major arpeggio. I know all the terminology is a lot to keep track.
triangle.
Triangle. Are you thinking? So that's what you just played, the major arpeggio. So this is a scale, so it's gonna be like the major scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Oh.
So this is just the minor version of that. So for E minor, so we'll start on our low E here. I'll just show you the shape. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do. do. Those are the syllables. It's not super crucial that you know that, but
Yeah.
I would encourage you to work on the solfege in your free time if you can. But basically, the difference between major and minor for the scales is that our third note is shifted down a fret from where it would be on the major. So do, re, mi, that was where it would be for the major. We just shifted down a fret. Then the fourth and the fifth are the same. The sixth is again shifted down a fret, or down a half step, what you would say. And same with the seventh note, and then get to the octave and start over. So here, let me write it out for you. It's a really easy shape to play and remember, but I'm just try to run through that once. Yeah. So the scale, if we want to do a minor arpeggio, just like with the major one, skip every other note. So first, third, and fifth. Those are our notes of the arpeggio. And yeah, and I suppose we did do a minor arpeggio already with that one we were doing a few weeks ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same shape. Go, so take your root note, go up 1, 2, 3 frets, then go up to the next string, 2 frets higher than the root. And so on the E minor, don't worry too much about, like, it looks really complicated here. I promise you can just play your E and this arpeggio, or like noodle around in the scale, and it'll all work. Let me play that section so you can hear what we're dealing with. So I'm just playing right now, just that major, or sorry, the minor arpeggio, and it all sounds good. You wanna, I'll do it again. And can get as crazy with it as you want. That section you just kind of go off, so you can just run around the scale to whatever extent you want, basically. Just try to keep it grooving, but yeah, anything in the E minor scale basically will work as long as you just kind of sit on the low E for part of the time. Like, make that your main note, but do whatever you want as long as you're making that your main note. And that is pretty much the whole song, except just this little bridge part is kind of, it's like unison hits. D, C sharp, C, C, D, E, E, F, G, A. E, E, D, D, C sharp, C, C, D, E, E, G, G, A. E, E, D, D, C sharp, C, C, D. I'll back it up. Do you want to try that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was playing it up the octave. You can do it down low if you want, and this would be a chance to play your absolute lowest note on the bass. So you got to take that when the opportunity's there. So I like to use this shape. I kind of plant my pinky there on the low E at the 5th fret. And then, so E, E, G, G, A. E string, you were right before. Yep. Yep, just like that. So you do that once and then stay on the low B string for this part. E, E, D, D, C sharp. So it's 5, 5, 3, 3, 2. Yep, and then these last couple, the C and the B, it's your 1st fret, and then the open low B. So C, C, B. Yeah. And that kind of doesn't sound so good by ourselves, but
Yeah.
in the full band it hits. So, but you are always free to play it up an octave too. So all the shapes would be the same. We're just, instead of starting here, we'd be starting there. So like E, G, G, A, instead of down here, E, E, G, G, A. We're starting here, E, E, G, G, A, E, E, D, D, C sharp, C, C, D. And like one device that I use as a bass player sometimes is like start the section playing up higher, playing up that higher octave,
Yeah.
and then as the intensity builds, the band's like getting more hyped through the section as we keep repeating it. Then I'll go down low, because then it's like all of a sudden the bottom end gets bigger and it like increases the energy.
Yeah.
So I might play through this up the higher octave like twice through. And then the 3rd time I'll go down. And then stay down low for the rest of it until we like move on to the next section or the energy wants to drop back down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, we're pretty much out of time already. So is this chord sheet, like, you basically understand how to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, yeah, I mean, you got the handy stickers here, but if you want to like write in exactly which fret it is to help you so you don't have to be looking back and forth, that's good. And then we'll come back to this, but just see what you can come up with on your own over the next week, and like see what grooves for you, what you like the sound of.
Yeah.
Did I give you enough information to know like how to start building your bass line for each of these sections?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we're kind of like taking the next step forward. For every praise, it was like fully written out for you.
Yeah.
Now you just have the chord symbols and you have to like fill in the rest using your knowledge that you've built up so far. So yeah, don't stress if you feel like you don't know quite what to do, because that's normal at this stage. But I do think just kind of pushing you into the deep end and seeing how you do is like the best way to go. So
Yeah.
So maybe next week, just to start the lesson, I'll just put this song on and let you go, see what you've come up with, and then we can work on it from there.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions?